Hi everybody, it's crazy. It's Monday and it's time for the UPBGE video of the week. Now, I did put out a video Friday letting y'all know that I'm moving it all over to Mondays now to make it a little bit easier on my schedule. So, before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted, because you guys rock, to my crazy fam, I love you guys, and to my patrons, thank you for your continued support. Now, we're up to episode number 23, and we left off with our Susie Shark being able to maneuver around, and let's see here, let's switch over to that. There we go. So we got our little Susie Shark, and Susie Shark can now, let's hit play. You know, be helpful if I do the right button here. Let's see here. We hit play. One more time for good measure. There we go. Okay, so Susie Shark can now swim around, and she can be, you know, happy swimming in the wide ocean. But as you know, she can only go so far, because if she goes too far out of screen, guess what happens? You lose Susie Shark. You don't know where she went, and yeah, good luck trying to find her. So what we have to do is we've got to find a way of making the camera either follow Susie Shark, be in front of Susie Shark, on top of Susie Shark, or to the side, either side of Susie Shark. So the only way we can do that, actually there's like multitudes of ways you can actually just parent it to it. You know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, why don't you just parent it to it? Well, the book has a little bit different idea. So let's switch over to it. And as you see in the book, we'll go ahead and get started with that. It says, this simple setup allows the shark to swim freely away from the camera. To have the camera following the shark, select the camera and do the following. Okay, so we're going to add an always sensor. So what we're going to do is we got to find the camera. Okay, we're going to come down here. We're going to add an always right here. Oops. Well, it'd be helpful if I switch back to there, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here goes Susie Shark. Here we got select the camera. Okay, and in here you should have your brick editor. Okay, I like to call it. Most people call it the bricks, logic bricks, but this is your logic editor. Okay, so you come in here and you click on always. Make sure you set it to true. If you don't sometimes set it to true, sometimes it won't activate on beginning, so you wind up fighting it. Okay, now we're going to come over here and we're going to add a camera actuator. Okay, and then we're going to connect them up, make sure they're connected good. We can minimize that because that's all we need to do with that one. But now let's scroll this up so you can see what I'm talking about and zoom in a little bit, because I know sometimes it's so hard to see those. Okay, so now we've got a few things to do. Okay, now we got to select our armature. Okay, and I named my armature root. Okay, so whatever you named your armature, make sure you find that in your list here. Okay, and it should be that many, because you should only have your cylinder, which is Susie Shark, your camera, your lamp, and your bones. Okay, so make sure you click root or whatever you named your bones. Okay, we're going to add a height of 5. So we'll say 5. Hit enter, and then we're going to align it to the positive y-axis. The only reason why I say the positive y-axis is because it's going to put it here. Okay, but you can do the negative axis, put it there. You can put it on the x-axis, which would make it a side platformer type deal. You can put it on the z-axis, which will show a top-down view of it, which is kind of cool. I think I might do that with mine, but for right now, we're going to stick to what they say to do with it. Okay. All right. We're going to have a minimum of 5, which is your distance. Okay, and your maximum is going to be 20. Okay, so the minimum is 5 blender units away. Okay, and when it gets 20 away, it tries to go back to 5. So it's going to drag itself closer to 5. So it's not going to allow it to go further than 20. Okay, and dampening, we're going to put that at 10. Right? No, 0.1. I'm sorry. Correction, 0.1. Okay. All right, so there you go. Now we've got that all set up. And you say, well, don't you got to move the camera crazy? No, you don't have to move the camera, because this right here actually does the parenting kind of for you. It only does it for it, you know, so when you're editing, you don't have to worry about this little guy, have to move him again, shift him around, change him around. It's going to be an automatic process, so it's just going to snap that camera right behind him. And I'm going to show y'all it, you know, here in just a second, but I want to read some of the other stuff so that way we can move on to the next step. Okay, This camera will be behind the shark, always trying to stay inside the specific distance from 5 to 20 blunder units. Okay, the dampening will set how fast you want the camera to adjust to the new position while the shark swims away. So whenever, you know, it's how much speed, how fast it's going to snap back to. Okay, if you are modeling everything from scratch, you should tweak the speed and angle of the shark motion actuator and the dampening and distance of the camera to better accommodate the scale of your work. So if you have like a big area and you don't want him to get too far back, you keep it at about 20. But say you want him to be able to swim way out there, you know, or well, not him but her, okay, you want Susie Shark to swim way out there so you can actually get a full view and enjoy the view of it, you know, then you might want to put it 40 or 50. You know, maybe you want it to snap right up close to her back. That's all up to you. It's how you want to set it. But these little guys right here, this minimum and this maximum, will help you adjust it, but you will also have to come back to your motions here and make it to where the left and right and the move forward actually coincide with your camera. So you got a lot of little tweaks you can do in there to make her, you know, look like she's turning and turning, you know. So however you want to do it, that's how you make it work. Okay. With the shark alone in the scene, it's hard to tell how it's moving. It's time to add other objects to the scene so you can make sure that the camera settings and the shark motion are well adjusted. Thus, the next step is to add the world, the seabed, ETA all. Okay. In the meantime, you can compare your status to Shark 12. Now, I've already set this up originally, but I'm going to hit play on this one. Okay. Come back over here. I'm going to hit play. As you see, Susie Shark doesn't do anything. It's still the same. Why is that? Okay. Susie Shark does not pop in behind Susie Shark. So we didn't do something right. So we're going to come over here and we're going to check it. So everything looks right. So let's try a negative Y. Okay, so maybe that would work. Okay, now let's hit P again. Nope. Okay, I gotta see what I did wrong. Well, I am actually going to open the one I had saved because that one worked right. So let me open that up real quick. Yeah, okay, and here goes Shark 12. Same thing, if I hit P, guess what? If you notice, I'm not touching the keyboard. It's automatically adjusting to 5 blender units behind her, okay? So when I hit swim, she'll continue to swim, and as I turn her, you'll notice that the camera is moving right back into position. So that's the whole idea. And what I did do wrong, and I wanted to show you this, is on the other one, and a lot of you are going to have that problem, so we want to make sure that this gets addressed. This way, when you hit P, it's not going to do anything, okay? It's not going to do that. It's not going to put it in that view. You actually got to hit circle, okay, or 0 on your numpad, okay, which puts you into the camera view. Now, when you hit P, automatically she turns. Okay, so, and she does the same thing as the other one did. She swims down, she swims up. Okay, now she will not go too far away. And so you notice that if you go forward on it, you know, she will come at you. You know, and if you're not too careful, yeah, she'll do that quick turnaround thing and it'll kind of mess up things. So, as you see, the camera goes across. So you get a little bit of fun to make her move around. So next thing we got to work on is world environment. Okay, and now I'm just going to read a little bit about this one for the time being because of the fact that this is an in-depth one. Okay, this is probably going to take about maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and I do apologize. I try to keep them within a certain time limit because, you know, after about 10 minutes, you're kind of bored, right? You know, if y'all, you know, I haven't gotten any comments on whether, you know, doing a longer session is better or doing a short, you know, same short sessions as close as I can get to 10 minutes or a little bit more than 10 minutes in my case. So let me know what you think, and that kind of helps me work that out. Okay, let me know in the comments, or check the link in the description for my server and hop on over and say, hey Crazy, what's up? We'd be more than happy to help you. If you're having trouble with the server or trying to get the link to the server, let me know. Drop something in the comments saying, hey Crazy, server's, link's not working or something. But it should be working. You should have no problem because I had it already set up that way. But things happen, and yeah, with updates, things break. All right, so let's get started. We will leave the shark file for now and put the game pieces together. Open the file game.1.blend. This empty file will be the main file of the game. If you want to start a file from scratch, open the Blender default file, delete everything from it, press A to select all, and then the X to delete it, and change engine from Blender game to shading mode in GLSL. Okay, so the older blenders actually had it to where you can switch them. Mine is automatically set up. I'm using 0.2.0, and my buddy Day actually gave me the one that actually makes it to where I don't have to fight with all that. It doesn't need to be set, multi-texture or GLSL, okay, because of the fact that it's automatically set to GLSL, okay, because that's the best one to have, okay, and make sure you put it on Blender game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come over here. We're going to close out 12 because I really don't need it right now. Okay. Oh, okay, I have to actually bring it up. My bad. Okay, so by 12, and then we're going to go ahead and start up a whole brand new one. Okay, so we're going to start up a brand new one. I'm not going to start with their game.1.blend because of the fact that I want to make sure that y'all can start from the very beginning and do it from scratch and learn how to do it. Okay, so we hit, hang on, let me put on my screencast keys because I keep forgetting to do that. I do apologize, y'all. Okay, so all right, A 2 times will make it highlight, okay, because you usually come in with just this selected. So if you hit A, it's going to deselect it, and then you hit A again and it will reselect it, okay, and then you're going to hit X, which will bring up your delete menu and delete them. You don't need them, okay. And we've already got it, done, but if yours doesn't have that, it will be in the shading tab, this one right here, okay. Mine doesn't have it because it's already set up in default to be GLSL without the multi-texturing, okay, but you will find it in shading in the N menu, okay. So let's go ahead and hit N and bring up this menu and come down to shading, and you should find GLSL and multi-texture, and then you might have these right here as well, but depending on which version you've got, okay. All right, so you need to bring the shark model into this file. Start by linking the shark mesh and the shark armature objects from the shark asset file. Okay, so we need to go to File. We're going to hit Append. Is it Append? No, Link. Okay, we're going to hit Link. Append makes it to where you can actually you're just putting it into the file. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to link it so we can't mess with the file, okay? In other words, you'd actually have to go to the shark_12 blend file in order to make it to where you can use that. And it's going to talk a lot more about the linking. We did that at, I think it was in chapter 1, okay? And now now that we hit link, we're going to go into the navigate to the shark blend file, which mine is, if I remember correctly, I can't remember all the time, so give me just a moment so I can remember. All right, not new save ideas. I think it's assets, yeah. Okay, so in asset, mine is in assets. It depends on where you saved yours at. Remember where you saved it. If you don't, make sure you still have it up. If not, go back to it, find out where it's at, and then come back to it in this. Okay, and then you're gonna click that, and you're gonna get all this extra stuff here. Okay, and it's gonna say, let's see, once in it, navigate inside object. So we're gonna come over here to object. Okay, now I've got these. My shark armature and shark mesh objects are actually my cylinder, and if you hit shift, you can actually hit root and those two at the same time. Okay, so you want to select your shark mesh, and you want to select your shark armature. Okay, only reason why I put root is because that was the main one, and cylinder was the first one that I put out, so it was good enough. Now you're going to come over here. It says press OK, but it doesn't have OK. You're going to link from library. Okay, now I'm trying to read up on this as well. Okay, you got to make sure. Now let's go ahead and let's hit X. Let's delete them out. Delete that out again one more time. All right, we're going to do this one more time because there's something I did not show you. When you hit link, you got these right here. You want to have all these selected. Okay, so make sure that these are selected because it's the link from library. Okay. Yeah. The default options are good for now, so just make sure that they are all selected. Then you're going to hit your mesh, shift, and then your armature. Okay, come over here to link. Link from library. When you click it, you'll notice that Susie Shark is now in here, but you'll notice that you cannot switch to any other mode. You can only, this is a linked object. You cannot do anything but move it around on the screen or whatever. Same thing with your armature. But if you notice, everything comes with it. So you're good to go. Okay, it's important to save your file first. Otherwise, the relative path option will have no effect. Okay, so we're going to save this. Okay, we're going to save as. And we're going to name it, it's going to be game 1, but it's going to be game.1. Okay. We're going to put game ._1 or game _1 because I'm doing this with shark underscore, so we're going to do this with game underscore. Okay. So I'm saving mine as game underscore. You can save yours as game dot whatever. It'll work. As long as it's saved and you are able to use it, then you're good. Okay. Now, any changes you make in the shark blend file will be transferred over the game.blend file. In other words, anything you do in your shark file will appear in the game file changed. So you don't have to worry about it. If you need to fix something on it, go to your blend, shark blend file, open it up, do whatever thing you need to do, and boop, it will be changed in here automatically. Okay. Well, at least once you save it. That also means you cannot make changes in the asset objects through the game.blend file or the game blend file. In other words, you can't do anything like I told you. Nothing in here will work. Okay. You can't, add any more animations. Nothing. Oh, you might be able to add any more animations, but I'm not sure though. I don't think you can. Okay. If you linked before you save the file, no worries. You can change all the file paths going to the menu. The file path going to the menu file, external data, make all paths absolute. So you can go to file. So because if you didn't, you can go file. You can go external data. So I know it's around here. Where's it at? External data. Okay, and then you're going to go down to make all paths absolute. So make all paths absolute. So when you hit that, it's going to actually, and this is if you forgot to save it. Okay, you can always just hit that. Okay. All right. The camera does not need to be linked. In fact, it's better to keep it as a local object, given that you will certainly adjust its parameters later. To append, not link the camera, use the menu file, append, and use the default options to import the camera. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to import our camera. So you up here to file, okay, and appending means you're going to put it from that file. You're going to make a copy of it and you're going to put it in here, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, here goes my camera, and I hit append from library, and guess what? There goes my camera. So now when I hit play in this, okay, so if I hit play, oops, let me go like this and then hit play. Oh, make sure you put it to Blender Game, folks. Put it to Blender Game. Okay, now hit play. And now, guess what? My Susie Shark still does the swimming around. I'm actually pushing the spacebar key. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but she swims and has a good time. I can go down, I can go up. Okay, so everything works as if we were in the original shark file folder. Okay. All right, so this will be the main camera for the game. Select the camera, and in the 3D view header, choose View, Cameras, Save Active Object as Camera. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the 3D view header. Let's zero out of that. I guess it's up here. Header, choose View. We're going to go to, where's it at? Yeah, that's it. Okay, go to View. I'm going to go to Cameras, and then Set Active Object as Camera. Okay, so that's going to be the active object as camera. Okay, now you can play your game, and it should behave just as the shark blend file, which I just showed you. Good news! The seabed was already prepared and is ready for the game, and in your game my assets folder. Okay, so the file that you downloaded, if you downloaded, if not, the link is in the description to the whole thing, the book and all the files. You can go there, download it, and it's got that folder in there that you can get this from. Okay, repeat the linking steps once again for the seabed group inside the level seabed.blend. You now have the shark, the camera, and the set prepared for the game. The process is shown in game.2. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and that's probably where I'm going to leave it off for today. So we're going to go to link. Okay, now we want to go to, let's go back one. Hang on, I gotta reread that. Seabed group. But we gotta go to, I'm not supposed to be in shark blend. Okay, and it says my game level seabed.blend. Okay, and then we're going to go to, okay, repeat the linking steps once again for the seabed group inside the level seabed.blend. So go over here to group. Okay, this is a little bit different. We're not going to do object this time. Okay, we're actually going to go to group, which actually has that group seabed, and we're going to hit link from library. Now, oh my God, now look what we got. Let's zoom out of that real quick. Okay, there goes our seabed, and it's just automatically put in. They just put some ground and something that looks kind of like a wall, you know, something to keep it to where your fish doesn't go completely out of whack and go completely out of scale. Okay, so that's it. That's what she looks like. If I hit O again, it's going to put you at that. And if I hit P, you'll notice that there is no light. Okay, so we got to put some light in here. So I don't know how, I can't remember how to do that. So guess what? I'm going to leave that for homework for you, because I'm going to look at it myself and see what I got to do to put it in there. So we're going to leave it there. Okay. Now you've got your seabed, you've got your Susie shark, you've got your camera all set up, you've got the movement around, all that cool stuff. You're ready to go. Okay. So your homework for this time around is to figure out how to do your lighting, because I suck at lighting and I got to figure out how to do it myself. So we'll do that on the next one. Let me switch on over. Let's see. Boop. There we go. Switch on back over to here, and we will let y'all, you know, try to figure it out for yourself for this week. You know, hopefully you'll figure it out. I'm going to read a little bit ahead, and hopefully you will too, and figure out where we put this lighting in. Okay, and that's what we'll work on next week. So again, show me your Susie sharks in their new environment. If you decide to make your own environment for it, awesome, that's great. But if you did and you decide to use the default one that came with the package, then that's cool too, because that's what I'm going to do, because to me, modeling stuff out is going to take a bit of time, and that's time that we're kind of wasting on trying to figure this out. So this is something interesting. If you feel like playing with it, you have a whole week to play. So figure it out, drop some lighting in there, make you a mesh if you feel like, and drop some pictures into the comments, or hop on over to my server and show me there. I've got a video and a picture area that you can actually showcase your artwork and your designs. Okay, so until next week.